Hey everyone, it's Caribbean Ninja with GalacticGonks. Welcome to the first ever GalacticGonks Artist Spotlight. I am an artist and an art teacher, and I wanted to share my thoughts on some of the art of Star Wars Unlimited. I thought it'd be fun to rank the art of each set before Jump to Lightspeed is released. I don't think it matters that I'm an artist and a teacher. I think that everyone has their own valid favorites and opinions. I just think it's why I'm so drawn to the card art and why I wanted to do the series. Here are a few things to keep in mind. I won't be including leaders, bases, or OP cards. I thought it'd be best to focus on the core set of cards and maybe do a leader video later. I'll be focusing on the hyperspace variants because I think they really showcase the artist's intentions the best. Remember, these are just my opinions. I'll also share my fellow Gonks favorites, and I'd love it if you wrote yours in the comments. I went through all the cards and decided that the easiest way to do this was by aspect. Vigilance, command, aggression, and cunning will each have a favorite and an honorable mention. I also added a fifth called neutral, even though it includes neutral, villainous, and heroic cards. These are the cards usually found at the end of each set. And we're not really looking at how powerful the cards are at all. We're just focusing on the artwork. All right, let's start. Vigilance. My honorable mention for Vigilance is Death Trooper by Borja Pindado. Check out this awesome scene from Rogue One. You'll see a Death Trooper blasting away with explosions in the background. The colors are super vibrant, going from greens to reds to purples. The Death Trooper is the star of the show, but there's also some really cool and subtle details in the background, like the two other troopers. The artist really nailed this one. Now, my favorite piece for Vigilance is Make an Opening by Kevin Libranda. Rogue One is a great movie, but it's just a lucky coincidence this is another card from that setting. There's a few in here. In this scene, we see Baze Malvis easily taking down a Death Trooper on Scarif. The energy here is amazing, not just from the laser blast, but also from the cool poses and the scattered debris. The background is beautifully drawn, but it's made a bit duller, letting us focus on Baze. This is a great piece of art. Here are the Gonks favorites in Vigilance. Now let's talk about Command. Honorable mention for Command in Spark of Hope goes to Overwhelming Barrage by Francois Canals. The artwork here is super symmetrical, which is rare in the Star Wars Unlimited set, at least for Spark of Hope as far as I checked. The Imperial Star Destroyer is perfectly aligned with the planet and the sun, blasting lasers at the two Nebulon Bees. Instead of the usual black space, we get a stunning sunset-like scene of colors. This is definitely one of my favorites from the set, but there's one command card that I thought was even better. My absolute favorite command card art is Darth Vader, Commanding the First Legion by Ivan Dedoff. I'm so in love with this artwork that it was my main playmat for a while. We see Darth Vader looking strong and commanding. Behind him, a group of snow troopers reminds us of the iconic scenes from my favorite movie, The Empire Strikes Back. We might think of the familiar white backdrop of Echo Base, but Dedoff chose a striking blue to make it feel cold and different from the snow troopers. This artwork does a great job of capturing the essence of one of the most prominent Star Wars characters. Here are the Gonk favorites for Command. Now, for one of my favorite things when I'm playing, aggression. My honorable mention, I picked Infiltrator's Skill by Sandra Chlewinska. This artwork depicts Jyn Erso dressed up as an Imperial infiltrating a base on Scarif. The various dark blues and the lighting effects are what make this card stick out for me. However, my favorite aggression card, in my opinion, is Imperial Interceptor by Francois Canals. I think this card is going to be a front runner in prettiest overall card. The Interceptor is placed just the right angle The nebulous clouds and colors at the top balance out the darker colors on the bottom. This was the first hyperspace foil I ever pulled, and I still love to look at this card. Here are the Gonk favorites for aggression. Now for the final aspect color, cunning. I'll be honest and say that cunning was overall the toughest aspect to judge for Spark of Hope. Not many cards stood out to me above the rest. However, my honorable mention is Outmaneuver by Leonardo Giammacelli. The Millennium Falcon is being chased by TIE fighters in the clouds in this dazzling artwork. The red and violet colors of the Sleene clash with the electric green TIE fighter blasts. In the back, we see a glimpse of a tower in the distance. I really enjoyed this composition, and especially the colors of the hyperspace card. It earns my honorable mention in Cunning. The top spot in Cunning goes to Boba Fett Disintegrator by French Carlo-Magno. This was an easy pick. As I said before, most other Cunning cards didn't stand out from the rest. Boba Fett aims his wrist rockets at us, the viewer. Jabba's pleasure barge is on the right, and on the left, a skiff races by. I really love the lines in this piece. Notice the faint outlines, the heavier lines showing us the shadows, and the lines of the desert. This is a great depiction of Boba Fett that is my favorite in Cunning. Here are the Gonk favorites in Cunning. Finally, I didn't want to leave out any of the neutral cards, whether they're true neutral, villainy, or heroism. So I grouped them all together in a fifth category and judged my favorites. My honorable mention is Fleet Lieutenant by Juan Nguyen. The Fleet Lieutenant kneels as he fires his blaster from the right side of the scene. This is one artwork where I'm not sure where the reference is to. It almost looks like it would be on Yavin, but I'm not sure. I do like the setting though, with crates and tanks and bricks and cables. The color of the background and the unusual viewpoint is what makes this my neutral honorable mention. Finally, my favorite neutral is the TIE Ellen Fighter by French Carlo-Magno. Like Francois Canel's, French Carlo-Magno has two cards in my list of the best card art in Spark of Rebellion. This iconic TIE fighter is zipping by while sending its lasers to the left. It can be hard to see, but the artist has blurred much of the picture to give us that sense of movement. Notice the beautiful colors of the space in the background and the way they reflect on the panels of the TIE. This is an outstanding piece of art and my favorite neutral of the set. I actually just purchased the mat with this art on it at my last PQ. Here are the Gonk favorites in the neutral aspect. As you can see, opinions are very different. I love the fact that we all have this wonderful art to enjoy. I wanted to personally thank the artists and FFG for this fantastic start to my favorite game right now, Star Wars Unlimited. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this idea, please consider subscribing to our channel. I plan on putting out an artist spotlight video every week. Next week, we'll tackle the best art of Shadows of the Galaxy. Until then, bye.